Good morning. Here's Frankie about to get a toy. He sees it. Wait, lay down. Can you lay down? Good boy. Come. Good boy. Wait. Come. Frankie, come. Frankie, come. Look, there it is over on my table. Come. Frankie, come. Right here. Good boy. Okay, you've suffered long enough. There you go. Oh, my baby. Okay. There we go. I wish I had videoed him getting in the car to get his toy. So, I live in a small house, and I really didn't have the room to store all of the stuffed animals. I bought 3 trash bags of them because the prices went up from $1.99 at Goodwill for the small stuffed animals, or any stuffed animals, to $2.99. It looks like it's their new baseline. So they had a whole bunch of brand new $2.99 toys in there, and the fact that he loves them so much. And you can't buy dog toys for $2.99. I was feeling so rich at $1.99, and $2.99 is pretty dang good. Honestly, dog toys are so expensive. So anyway, I think that's kind of important to know, is what makes you feel rich. I love a good bargain. That makes me feel rich. If I save money, I feel rich. If I spend money on things that I don't need, I feel naughty. Oh, he just loves it. I guess some dogs will eat the things they chew off, but he hasn't shown any sign of doing that, so I'm glad. Now, feeling rich doesn't have to do with just money. It can be the other things that we might be able to be grateful for. When we're trying to live our way in one way or another through a hard time in life, especially if we have a living situation at home where we don't necessarily feel emotionally safe, or we feel emotionally lonely, we have to feel that vacuum in our heart, in our chest, in our soul, that ache. We have to feel that hunger so that we can. I put on a lot of coconut oil this morning, just FYI. So I don't think I'm going to use another moisturizer. My skin's finally catching up. It was just so dry for a while, but it's finally getting back to normal. That makes me feel rich, right? Things like that. We have to be able to start saying, okay, what do I have going on for me that's on the good side? And life can get so darn heavy that it's, I'm going to use this Luminous. I have a long work day again. This is going to be a long week. So I'm just going to go ahead and pile it on. There are times when we'll wake up when we're not living in the most delightful environment, and that all we can think about sometimes is, and I've been there, is, oh God, another day. And that sometimes stands in the way of even saying a morning prayer. See, I like to be able to massage it in sometimes lightly, and sometimes I go a little firmer depending on my sinuses, if I've got a little headache or stress going on. But massage is so good for getting things moving and making you feel alive. Little things. You know, so often we put on makeup without even looking at our face. Oh, that felt good. So anyway, sometimes we wake up and we don't even, oh my goodness, what a lovely mess. What a lovely mess. It's a little overcast. It's going to be warmer today and humid. Jump. Jump. Good boy. Good boy. He's such a good boy. Okay, where am I? So we'll wake up in the morning and sometimes we'll forget to pray at all. We'll forget any kind of gratitude list. We'll forget to kind of gently make a plan for our day. We'll forget to get up gently, brush our teeth, scrape our tongue, get that cup of coffee, take the dogs out, and then come back in and wash your face and start putting on makeup and changing clothes. That's my morning routine. Sometimes we just forget about that and we wake up so heavy and just groggy and disappointed in life. And I think the important thing to do is recognize that that's a heavy drug to give into it. Sometimes we have to fight harder than we want to because someone told us life isn't supposed to be that hard. They were lying. Life used to always be hard. Life has been hard for a long time. Even if you were rich, there were certain rules and regulations and walls that certain people could or could not walk through. There were always certain places we could or could not go. There were always certain times when we could or could not own property or have our own children. What are you doing? What are you doing? What do you want? What do you want? Come here. Come. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? There were always times when we had to travel far to be able to gain wealth or safety. All right, you're going out. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Go find. Good boy. Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. The people who are behind us, 3 houses over, they're raising dogs or something, breeding dogs, and it sounds like they have new litters. And oh my gosh, when they let those dogs out, even if it's just one, my Frankie goes kind of crazy. And now they must, oh my gosh, they must have 20. It's like the Dalmatians or something. Ooh. I'm glad they don't let them. I don't know why. They bark the whole time they're out. Just really like that's what they're supposed to do. And then they put them back inside and you don't hear about them until they come out a couple hours later. I didn't know they could. Holy cow, they must be increasing their business because that's a lot of dogs. I could barely see the little white things jumping around the grass. Okay, where was I? So I just wanted to let you know that sleeping late might feel good, and oh, I love my yummy bed. But if you're not careful, sleeping late increases the chances of feeling that heavy, groggy, even if it's gentle depression, it's depressing, pressing down. So you have to be careful with that. I'm just saying. Be careful about sleeping late, and be careful of what you're allowing your thoughts to say. You don't have to be in a perfect living condition to be fairly happy. Fairly happy. That's all. That's all I'm going for, is fairly happy, right? And sometimes, because I'm fairly happy, I get to feel joy more often, because my relationship with my life, with myself, my relationship with my soul, mind, body, soul, my trifecta, so to speak, is that, oopsie, didn't mean to do that. Dropped my brush. Oh, you think you come in here, my watchdog? Come on, jump. I'm not going anywhere. I'm putting on makeup. Bossy pants. It truly is not always about finding pure joy. Sometimes it's about getting good enough. That's the truth. How can we get good enough? If it's kind of like putting a mouse in a maze. How hard will this mouse get through the maze to be able to get the cheese? There has to be a goal. There has to be some kind of motivation to get that mouse to go through the maze. Mouse isn't going to go through a maze for nothing. So, what's it going to be? What's your cheese? My cheese is to be able to find joy no matter what. That's my goal. My goal is to find joy no matter what. I have been in so many life situations where I let my mind tell me I don't have time to feel joy right now. I'm busy. I don't have time to find joy right now. I'm busy. Wow. That's pretty powerful. Let me shut my door. Are you going out? Come on. You going out or are you staying in? Huh? Oh my goodness, what a lovely mess we have here. And that's one of the greatest lies. We can find joy in the tiniest little things. If, say, it's too stressful to go out by yourself because you're not comfortable in public, or you feel like it's too high of a price to pay because the stress of you going out is going to cause too much upheaval or jealousy in your life. One of the things we can focus on isn't, why can't I get out of the house? It might be, what can I do around the house that's going to bring me joy? For me, it's yard work. I love working in my yard. For some people, it's sewing or knitting. I know a lot of people who do that. You know, I have experimented with wearing less eyeliner lately, and it just doesn't work for me. So you'll see me put on eyeliner. See, this is where I want to see it. Right there. Right? That's where I want to see it. So then I just fill it in. Aim down. Easy peasy. I'm going to have to get this wetter. Moet. I have been considering wearing a liquid eyeliner because sometimes they have more staying power. I hardly ever care what my makeup looks like throughout the day. I can usually trust how I put on my makeup, but I've been wearing more moisturizer, so my makeup hasn't been staying put as well. I'll get creases up in my eyeshadow. Not liking that. You probably couldn't see it. Clients probably can't see it. But I see it, and I think, oh, what a mess. And sometimes I'll get a little more dark under here, which sometimes I'll put something dark under there. Like right now, it helps me look a little more, gives me a little more color. There we go. I'll put on some. So anyway, I was thinking about using, I used to use a Revlon Color Stay eyeliner. I don't know if they even make it anymore, but I loved it. I quit buying it because the bookers changed the wand they used and went with what I considered cheaper wand. And then I just quit wearing wet liner. I experimented with powder and just hadn't gone back. I wear, even the last time I went to a party, I didn't wear liquid eyeliner. And liquid eyeliner really is a must if you're going to a gala or evening function, in my book. It's kind of like wearing earrings. Yeah. Kind of funny. There, get something up there. There we go. Getting a little color added up there. I like that. I don't know if you have a lot of space between your nose and lip as well, but I have to put a little extra color there just so it doesn't, that white doesn't stand out. Okay, a little eyeshadow. So anyway, I'm going to challenge you today to think about, okay, this mouse going through the maze. That's where I was at. We're going to have to go through a maze anyway. Because we're human. We can't just sit. Or we can. Are you going to work through the maze? Are you going to motivate yourself to do something? Be ambitious, have some drive, find your joy? Or are you going to just sit there? A mouse, even a mouse is going to just sit there and make a nest and just go to sleep probably for the rest of its life if it doesn't have some kind of motivation. So you kind of have to decide what's your motivation. But a mouse will figure out any maze to find its motivation. And that's what I had to do. I had to figure out that the most important thing I wanted was to feel joy, no matter what. And that's when I started deciding to follow my dream of becoming a private practitioner in my field. I had decided, wow, that was a dream I wasn't really even sure I had. It also helped me find out that when I really sat down and did some exploring, that I love working with nature with the dirt, with plants, with flowers. I love the garden tools sort of thing. Excuse me. And the only way to make that happen is to actually make it happen. Take those steps. Google some things to help me with ideas, and really got to enjoy that. So I'm just trying to encourage you. Please know that I love you, and I even love your pain. And I look forward to and love the idea of you sharing or just experiencing for yourself some joy. I know it took me, when I've had several bouts with depression. And the bout I went through a few years ago was deep and hard. And I fought it and fought it and fought it until I started to panic. Like, what can I do? What can I do? I decided I didn't want to just, I finally decided I didn't want to just keep burying myself and barely making it through my day, just to bury myself and barely make it through my day. I was like, I just didn't know how to get out until I was able to force myself. I mean, there was a loud pop because my head came out of my own butt. I was so far up into self-pity and frustration and disappointment that I couldn't see the light of day. I couldn't see the light of day. And I work with people like that who just cannot see it. They completely forget why they were put on this earth because, you know, they feel like they're in a bear trap. So it's about recognizing you're not in a bear trap. You're in a situation you've decided not to leave, or you've decided to leave and you just don't have a plan, or you just can't leave yet. But that doesn't mean you can't feel joy. You can be miserable in one area of your life and feel joy in the other. I give you permission to do that. Find something, anything that brings you joy. And if you're not allowed out of the house, or you can't physically move out of the house, or you live in a skyrise, you can start buying some dirt and creating your own little garden out of weeds you pull out of the ground and old dishes in your kitchen cupboard that you don't even use. And you can have a beautiful little garden. I'll tell you what, when I first started experimenting with this when I was a teenager, I pulled out this beautiful, it was like this beautiful spot of grass. And I probably already told you this. It was a beautiful spot of grass. And I just cut a piece of that, chunk of that dirt with the grass in it. And I put it in a pot and I grew it. And that grass grew so tall and then started spraying over. It was like it reminded me of monkey grass now that I think about it. But we didn't have monkey grass up north. It was something else. I just don't know what. It was some kind of grass though. I didn't know natural grass would grow that tall. So I don't, normal Illinois grass. We'll see. I don't know. I should Google it one of these days when I'm bored. But here's one of the things that helped me was going back to when you were a child. What were the tiny little dreams you had? I remember one time I was like, I loved raising chickens. I remember that. Then I remembered I wanted to be a hairdresser. I wanted to help people. I wanted to help other little kids feel safe. I wanted a garden. I wanted a beautiful flower garden. There were lots of little tiny dreams that I had, and some of them were big dreams, but they were sweet little daydreams. Allow yourself to daydream and think of some of the sweet little things you had in the past that ran through your mind, and ask yourself, wow, can I experience or experiment with any of those? Can I? Can I experiment? Can I experiment with any of those? Find the childlike appreciation for something little. Like, I use my Christmas mugs all year. And I get made fun of that for that. But I do it because it reminds me of who I am. I love the spirit of Christmas. I love the spirit of the joy, that birth, the hope, that excitement. So I do little things that remind me that I'm supposed to feel joy. You're supposed to feel joy. I want you to do something. Force yourself to get out of bed in the morning. And as soon as you wake up, though, before you even get out of bed, just say, thank you for another day to live in your love and your light, and to have the opportunity to seek and find joy. Then stretch and breathe. Then slide out of bed and go potty. And if you're lucky enough to have a little sweetheart, come back to bed and cuddle another minute and get some help making your bed. And while you're doing that, think about your day ahead. Instead of thinking how miserable the day's going to be, think about the plan you have for your day and set your mind right. That you're going to go through your day like a queen. Have some good posture. Have some good breathing. Have some consciousness that you're a human being. You're not just out there making money to come in and trudge around to another day. That you're actually out there helping the world get something done. You're actually earning a wage for providing a service, right? Or if you're at home and you don't work outside, recognize that you're providing services in your home to keep it going. You're managing your home. You're participating in your home at some level. Recognize your worth. And you can do that gently. You don't have to do it with a fight. I see so many people that they're like, I'm a woman, I have rights, and I have this, and I have that, and I get to do this whether you like it or not. And I'm thinking, ho, 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 ho. That doesn't look like joy to me, right? This looks like joy to me. This is how. I'm a queen. You're probably a queen too. Let's be queens together. Let's enjoy all the bountiful things we have in our life. Even if my finances are poor, I get right now, until the world changes, until America changes, please let me enjoy every opportunity to smile gently, to be kind to someone else without expecting anything in return. Please let me continue finding little ways to have fun, even if it's dancing by myself in the bathroom to the oldies on my radio, right? Or playing tug of war with my dog. Oh my God, thank God. Just being able to normally not be afraid someone's going to come barging in to my home and kick me out. Kick me out, right? If you're not getting kicked out, figure out a way to make it peaceful. If you're not getting hit and stabbed and cut open, oh my God, understand how wealthy we are. Enjoy it. Stay here, stay clean, stay in the moment, live life and feel your strength and feel your beauty and feel your peace and feel your own sense of music. Try not to poison it with the thoughts. I'm telling you what, I've been off the news for a few days and I almost gave myself a little PTSD trigger just a second ago. It's just like, stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here. We can't do any good being over there in our minds. You know, unless we're willing to go over, and I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not willing to go over. I'm too old. I'd last 5 seconds. So I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to hold down the fort with joy, not with anger. Anger's not helping my neighborhood, not my home, not my soul, not the cells in my body. I hope that makes sense. Gotta run. I love you. I want you to take care of yourself. Do something to find some joy. And if you're already doing it, if you're already there, if you've already met all that and you've got something going on, share it a little bit with somebody else. Call or text someone that you know would love to hear from you. If it's appropriate, right? Don't use it for an excuse to be naughty. But make some contact with somebody. If you have an old neighbor in the neighborhood, maybe take them some leftover food. Say, hey, make some leftover. Make enough food to have leftovers by accident. And then call your neighbor and say, hey, I happen to have leftovers. Just made this casserole. Would you mind if I brought you some? I'd love for you to try my casserole, right? Make it sound like they're doing you a favor. Anyway, gotta go. Love you. Bye for now.